Avoid zooming for the sake of just zooming. Have a logical reason for doing it. For example, you can zoom to follow action while maintaining coverage as it comes nearer to you or moves further away.
If you're shooting your kid playing soccer or football from the sidelines, this is where you might use a zoom. A power zoom probably, a nice smooth zoom. He's running in front of you, so you're at wide angle. You're following him, he's running right in front of you, you're at wide angle. Then suddenly he starts to run with a soccer ball across the field and he starts to disappear in the distance. Well, as he does so, you start zooming in ever so slightly, and that's what I mean by maintaining a sense of coverage. He retains approximately the same size as he moves through your video. If you didn't do that, he would be big here and then he'd be a speck by the time he got way across the field. So that's a possible useful application of using a zoom, to maintain a sense of coverage.
For a fun effect, try zooming in and out, manually, to a musical beat.
Now, there's only so much of that you could tolerate, but I'd still consider that an acceptable use of the zoom.
An abrupt zoom in done manually can produce a dramatic effect.
What we were doing here was, it was a story where a boy had been lost in the Drumheller Badlands, and we were looking to find him, and the first clue is we discover his shovel. So notice how the zoom happened right as the discovery of the shovel was made. It was done for effect, dramatic effect.
You can zoom in simply to draw attention to detail.
We have a problem here. It's in this lower corner. There's some slumping going on. That was an acceptable use of the zoom because it established the scene with a wide shot, and then it went into the area where we were having some difficulty with the driveway on the garage. It could have been done with separate shots where we could have gone with a wide shot and then moved and got a close-up, but yet the zoom there was acceptably used.
Zooming out can be used to introduce new information into the shot.
Does anyone know where this is?
Now?
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 Now? Ta-da!
West Edmonton Mall.
Again, effective use of the zoom because this also does what some of the other tools that we were talking about did. This gives the question and answer approach. You look at the picture first, you're a little puzzled. What is this? And then the rest of the zoom gives you the answer. What's that?
The zoom lens is a great focusing aid.
This is the big one. This is what I use it for all the time, to focus.
By the time you're done with this seminar, you better know how to focus properly. Manually zoom in tight to the subject, focus critically, and then back off and recompose. It's a must do. Yeah?
When you back off, you mean you put it back on autofocus?
No, you definitely don't want to flip back to autofocus because we're going to show you how autofocus can be thrown off by so many extraneous things, such as a bright light in the background or a reflection coming off a wall or a corner of a wall. So you can have it beautifully focused, flip it back to autofocus, and all of a sudden your lens will go and totally turn to a new focus position which you didn't want.
Stay away from using autofocus. Start learning to control your camera. Using autofocus to me is like driving in cruise control versus having control of your car where you're actually controlling the speed of it.
By first pre-focusing, you'll never have this classic blunder happen.
We've all seen videos that do that. You have an interesting subject and you go in close, and it went out of focus. Everybody's videos do that, don't they? That you've seen? But why is that happening? It's happening because you didn't use the pre-focus technique that we just described to you. Had you done the focusing first, critically, close up, then when you zoomed in like this one, it would have stayed sharp.